発通り冷蔵庫の中身を。
はい。肉類を一つ残らず潰しました。
お題はジューシーな肉料理よ。ろくな食材もなしに一体何を。
なぜだ。どうしてこんな立派な。
ローストポークが。
お答えするよ。これはジャガイモに明日の朝飯用の厚切りベーコンを巻いたなんちゃってローストポークだ。
So first, let's grab a medium pot, fill it up with water. I would say season the water with either chicken bouillon or beef bouillon or pork bouillon. I probably would have used pork bouillon or like a pork soup base, but instead I only had a beef soup base. Or it could just be salt, anything really. I was just using like a meat type of flavoring so that it makes it taste closer to what I'm trying to do, but it could be anything honestly, or you could just not season it. After that, put the lid on it, but before, actually, I would say take 2 toothpicks and stick it in between the lid and the pot so that the steam comes out through there and it doesn't make a mess while it's boiling. While we're waiting on the water to boil, cut the potatoes into medium-sized chunks. It doesn't have to be exact, but just enough to where they're even enough so that they cook around the same time. Once you're done cutting out the potatoes and the water is finished boiling, add the potatoes to the water. I would say cook it for 20 minutes or until you can poke it with a fork. While we're waiting on the potatoes to finish cooking, we should start dicing up the onions. I know my knife skills aren't as good as Yukihira Soma's, but they have served me quite well. Next, let's start mincing up the mushrooms. It could be any mushrooms, portabellas, or probably shiitake would work too, although they have a stronger taste, but yeah, it's technically supposed to be I think it's supposed to be trumpet mushrooms that's used in the anime, but I didn't have those, so I'm just going to use portabellas. It tastes really good regardless. Once the potatoes are done cooking, let's take it off the stove and drain them. Now all we have to do is peel off the potato skins. Be careful, the potatoes are going to be hot while you do this, as I clearly find out by almost burning my fingers. So I went to grab some gloves. You could wait till they cool, but the skin peels off better when they're hot. It's time for that famous trope that every anime does, the time skip. And just like that, we're done. So next, in a wok, we will melt a few tablespoons of butter so we can saute the mushrooms and our onions, garlic, and bacon bits. Now we're gonna pretend like I actually... English? We're gonna pretend like I actually sauteed the garlic and the bacon bits with the mushrooms and onions. Once you finish sauteing those ingredients, the potatoes should be cool enough to where you can handle them. In the show, Yukihira uses a special Japanese masher or muller. I don't remember what it's actually called, but yeah, I'm not cool enough for that. I know I'm a disgrace, so I'm gonna just use a basic potato masher and a fork to get the job done. After that, add the mushroom, onion, garlic mixture, and then add I guess a tablespoon or 2 of sour cream and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. It adds extra flavor to it basically makes the potatoes creamier. Then add the salt, and with your hands mix it together and squeeze it through with your fingers so that it has like this nice, I don't want to say meat-like texture, but kind of. Just make sure it's mixed together evenly. Then on a flat surface, roll out some saran wrap and take a few fistfuls of the potato mixture so you can make a cylinder, and then roll it up in the saran wrap, trying to keep the same form together. Once you're finished rolling it up into a cylinder, pop it in the refrigerator so it sets up. for about 30 minutes to an hour. However, I think when I prepared this dish, I left it, I think I got tired and I didn't actually come back to finish cooking it until maybe like 4 or 5 days later. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm wearing different clothes. So I guess that's the beauty of this recipe. It can be done like 4, 5, 7 days in advance. You can just leave it in the refrigerator as long as it's still in its shape and then come back to it when you're ready. So on some foil, take your, I think I'm using applewood smoked bacon or thick cut applewood smoked bacon, but it could be any bacon. In a 3 by, I want to say 3 by 5 pattern, line up your bacon, then start to slowly wrap it around the potato log, filling out any cracks with extra, I guess an extra strip of bacon that can stick in there without compromising the shape of it. Then next you're going to need some butcher's twine. I was going to tell you how to make a butcher's knot, but I can't remember. So I'm gonna just put a link to a YouTube video I watched in the description below. But after doing that, wrap it up in the foil and then stick it into the freezer so that it can finish setting up for about, I would say, 20 minutes. Once it's done in the freezer, take the rosemary and stick it in between the twine. I made sure that I used enough rosemary to where it just, I wanted to make sure it flavored the bacon enough and the potatoes. So I think I did a pretty good job. Oh yeah, don't forget to use a wire rack to cook the pork roast on, because if you don't, the bottom side of the roast will be undercooked compared to the top half, and it will also be soggy because it will be sitting in the oil from the bacon. So I wish they I don't know why they didn't do that in the anime, but hey, it's an anime. So, but yeah, this is very important. Very important. Stick it into the oven for around 30 minutes. So while the roast is cooking in the oven, it's time to get the sauce going. In a hot pan, add the red wine, the sake, and the soy sauce. Then whisk everything together so it's combined, and then let it reduce until it thickens up. After it's done reducing, cut the heat, add the butter and the rosemary. I would say if you have a larger potato roast, take it out during the 15-minute mark and flip it over so that it evenly cooks, and then pop it back in. After it's done cooking and everything looks golden brown, take the twine off and remove the rosemary. Then on a plate of your choosing, put the pork roast on there. And in the anime, you're supposed to have watercress. I forgot at the store, so I grabbed thyme by mistake, but it still tasted fine. Add the thyme for garnish, and then pour the sauce over it. And yeah, that's the gacha pork roast. This has been like a long time coming. I've been trying to make this for years, ever since I saw the episode. Ooh, when did I see the episode? It was it was a long time ago when I was still, I think it was when I started high school. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. But it was really good. It was everything that it looked, everything I hoped it to be, everything that it looked like. It won't fool you into thinking it's meat, but it definitely would taste good as a side or something. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe and share it. By the way, I'll be streaming from now on starting the 1st of October on YouTube. I don't know if I'll be streaming on my channel or if I'll be streaming on a completely new channel, but either way, it's happening. So cause Twitch, I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, I'll see you later, YouTube frogs.